Hello and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here and welcome back to the snow and ice racing map in SpinTires MudRunner, where we are going to be facing off these three different, well, they're not really mega trucks, but they are mud trucks. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running each one of them, or each one of these three, around the big oval course to see which one actually handles it better. And then we might get a little bit of time on the ice track afterwards. But I haven't really paid too much attention to the big oval here, and I really want to, because I feel like the ice track has been getting sort of all of the love and all of the, like, you know, all of the screen time, as it were. So we're gonna go ahead and give the big oval some love, because, like I said, we never really paid much attention to it. So now that is what we are going to do, and I feel like it's gonna be really fun to see which one of these is actually the easiest to drive without flipping. So, I get a little bit of ice there, too. Alright, here we have the line. So we're going to stop that one, and then actually, we're just going to recall this one over here. The nice thing about being able to recall trucks is that both of the other two trucks are recallable. So, no worries there. We just got to get them lined up. Stop engine, and just got to bring the Titan over here as well. This is also the four-wheel steer Titan, so since I didn't show it in the other video, I wanted to make sure I showed it here. Now, granted, though, that may cause some problems because we're talking about some high rates of speed. So, four-wheel steer, at least opposite phase four-wheel steer plus high rates of speed, sometimes doesn't go all that well, so we'll see what ends up happening. All right, stop that thing. And we're going to go ahead and take one more look at these guys real quick before they set off around the snow oval. And I actually, you know, as cool as they all are, and as much of a non-Ford guy as I am, I feel like I would hop in the Ford first, just because it looks so crazy. It looks like something like like an absolute maniac would drive, but like an absolute maniac in the best way possible. But we're going to do, I think, 3 laps in each truck to kind of get a feel for them, and we're setting off in the Nissan now. Oh, the four-wheel steer is interesting. Although I will say it makes recovering slides really, really, really easy. And it's really quick. The suspension soaks up the bumps really, really well. You got to be careful, though, with that rear wheel steer, because it will, like, especially if you're coming down off a jump and you're trying to, like, steer towards the landing. You got to be careful, because steering towards the landing is also going to steer the rear end away from the landing when you land. So I'm also trying to avoid these ice patches because they will trip us up and make us slide. So not a bad first lap, though. Let's see what she does on the next lap. Trying to avoid the Ford and the Chevy, really. Seeing if I can get more accustomed to that rear wheel steer. Dude, once you get into a rhythm with it, you can get this really nice smooth slide going, which is actually very easy to control. The problem is, once you get into this jump section, it kind of sucks, because every time you try to adjust the truck on the landing, like with the front tires, you're also throwing the rear end out of whack because it's going the way you don't want it to go. So I'm going to do one more lap, and we're going to see if we can get this thing dialed in. Oh, God. Had a little bit of a slide there, but I'm not in too bad of shape. We can kind of recover it pretty easily. Yeah, as long as you have the truck pointed the way you want it to be pointed before you leave the jump, you're fine. And actually, the suspension tuning is really good for this kind of thing, because it absorbs the bumps super well and absorbs the landing super well. A little bit of a, oh boy, a little bit of a jump. Come on. God, there it goes. Holy, wow. Okay, so if you get it set up where you want it ahead of time, it is absolutely freaking golden. It is absolutely 100% golden. And from there, you are just, whoa. As long as you don't let that happen, that was weird. But like, as long as you get it set up like ahead of time in front of the jumps, you're good to go. And right back to where we started. And we are shutting it down. Next up is the Ford. And I have a feeling that the Ford is going to be pretty crazy. Let's go. It's weird because it feels like it's not as fast, but I have a feeling that it's probably around a similar speed. Not having the four-wheel steer is both nice and not nice, because you expect the rear end to kind of come around a little bit whenever you turn the front wheels, and it doesn't. But it's also nice to be able to just kind of easily adjust the steering once you land off of some of these jumps. Now, I will say this truck definitely has a stiffer suspension. As you can see, it pitches the truck forward a lot more when it lands these jumps. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad, horrible thing. It's just something that you're going to have to keep in mind and something you're going to have to deal with if you want to use this thing for, like, you know, for oval racing on this map, or really any other map that offers an oval track with jumps, which isn't really all that common of a scenario. But if you do happen to run into that scenario, this is going to be the sort of performance you're going to get. But I'm going to actually, I'm going to kind of step out on a limb right now and say that this is what I'm having the most fun in. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just like, it's shaky. It's all over the place. It's bouncy. But you know what? It's fun. And isn't that what matters at the end of the day? I mean, like, if you're racing, then yeah, obviously winning the race matters. But, like, really, though, what really, really, really matters is which one you're having fun driving. And this thing is so much fun to drive. It's honestly so much fun to drive. I wouldn't trade this truck for anything else in terms of like fun factor around like a course like this. I just wish it was a little faster in a straight line. That's my only gripe about this truck on a map like this, is I wish it was just a little bit faster in a straight line. But I know I only did 2 laps instead of 3, but honestly, I feel like I know exactly how that truck is going to perform. So now we are jumping into Terminator's mud truck. This thing's going to be interesting. Obviously, totally different kind of performance. Oh, wow, it definitely feels faster than the Ford. It's a little all over the place, but it's definitely fast. It's really fast, actually. Especially in comparison to the other two. I almost said other 3, and I was like, wait a minute. There's only 3 trucks total. Get your math right, bruh. Wow, the landings, though, are really bouncy. Really stiff and bouncy on the landings. Oh, my God. We almost flipped it there. The only way I was going to keep that on its wheels was to just, like, keep it pinned and stay in it. Because that drug the front axle back out from under the truck, basically, and then kind of helped sit the rear end back down. You can tell this thing is heavy, though. It's plunging through that ice. Just plunging through it. It doesn't drive over it. It goes through it. Yeah, if you're looking for the most wild ride, this is definitely the truck to go with out of the 3. I mean, comparison-wise, yeah. I mean, this is definitely, like, the most... I mean, this feels like the muscle truck out of the 3. It really, really does. Oh, God. Oh, God. Sketchy. Sketchy. There we go. Yeah, oh, my God. That bounce is so weird. It's, like, sort of a... It's sort of a weird thing because, like, it's got a lot of... It's almost like it's got a lot more rebound than it should have. But then again, it's not tuned for this stuff. It's tuned for mud. This is taking it completely and totally out of its element. Completely and totally. And now, for the last lap in the Chevy, we're going to make all the Chevy people happy because we're going to drag the Ford. Switch to pull, and let's get it! I'm going to have to do it in high, aren't I? Yeah, I am totally going to have to do it in high. Dude, that Ford is actually like a considerable amount of dead weight behind me. And I can't go into automatic mode because it won't let me go into anything over 3rd. And even 3rd bogs. Which is weird because, like, when I lock it in high, it goes just fine. But, like, it's kind of this weird in-between to where if I want to put it in auto and get more speed out of it, it's like, no more speed for you. But if I leave it in high and I just, like leave it there, keep it planted, and just lock it in, then it's fine. So I don't know why it's, like, okay with one and not the other. Yeet. I love going into that camera, like, occasionally while I'm driving, and it's like, oh, they're driving away. Bye. It's just like, nope, we're gone. I wonder if it'll do anything weird if I drag it over the ice. The Ford kind of slid out, but not even all that much. Not even all that much to where I would say that it's, like, a big deal. Come on. God, we are kicking up a whole hell of a lot of dust behind me. It's just dust and coal. That's it. That's all it is. Which, then again, that's just about all that would be coming out of the back of this truck. Well, out from behind this truck anyway, it would be, you know, dust and maybe snow from the tires, you know, that it was kicking up, and then obviously coal from the side pipes. And that has almost been a full lap with the Chevy dragging the Ford, because the Chevy was definitely the fastest here. The Chevy was definitely the fastest. I mean, it's definitely, you know, even though it wasn't necessarily designed for this, it was still the quickest. But even with that being said, I think the Ford still has the most charm out of any truck here. And then the Titan is really, really cool. I'm not saying the Titan's not cool. I'm not saying I don't like the Titan. I just think that, like, the Chevy and the Ford are just both, like, so cool that they kind of outshine the Titan just a little bit. Not by much, but just a little bit. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you have any suggestions, leave them down below as well. And if you're new to around here, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Talk to y'all later.